Wow.
Yeah, I'll hold it in front of you.
Jeez.
This is
Wow.
this is interesting.
Why don't you go ahead?
Why don't you
Just
hand her the microphone?
okay. Thank you. It's not like she's gonna run away with
I'm
it.
just kind of curious, just because we spoke about, there's been a mass exodus, the mainstream media has been talking about the mass exodus out of California. Also, about 257 companies have left California. I just wanted to put that on the record that many people are leaving California because of the policies here in California. Going back to AB 1955, reading it here, I know there's been a lot of redlining through the bill, but this bill still is promoting and silencing the schools, the charter schools, the teachers from helping these kids to navigate the LGBTQ plus P community. And it's forcing them without parent consent, any of parents' consent, and without their knowledge, to move into medical changes to their body. For example, abortion.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
A clinic in the schools
It's true.
and be taken to an abortion clinic without the consent or knowledge of their parents. This is happening now.
Yes, it is.
With hormone replacement therapy for these students. For example, I was a little girl. My father played baseball with us. I was so wanting to be a little boy like my brother. So I put on tight t-shirts. But you know what? I'm glad my parents didn't take me in to surgically castrate me or remove my breasts or put me on hormone blockers that would take away who I am as a woman. And you know what? You can never reverse that. So this bill is still stating that the teachers and the schools are being silenced. They are not to say anything to the parents or guardians when these children are moving into a direction like this. The parents should have a say. They should be able to sit down with their child and take them to church and talk through this with them. I'm glad I'm not a boy now. I'm glad I didn't do anything like this to myself.
You're a lovely
I'm
woman.
glad I had children. You're taking this away. Let me ask you, how much does it cost when a child moves into that direction and changes their gender? How much is that going to cost this individual? And possibly also our towns, our cities, our country, per person. Do you know? And why does your bill still state that you're going to silence the schools and teachers?
Okay. First of all, let me say that there is nothing in this bill that interferes with the parents' ability to be able to have conversations with their own child. There is absolutely nothing in this bill that requires any kind of medical treatment or any gender treatment programs.
Encouraging the students to lie to the parents and tell them what's happening. Why silence them?
It is simply saying that it is not a school.
You're having a hard time.
A school. I'm trying
You're having a hard time. Let us talk.
Why?
A school, ma'am. A school should provide a safe and supportive environment for all kids. That includes kids that are exploring gender identity issues. Gender identity issues is a deeply personal matter that should happen between the child and the parents. There is absolutely nothing in this bill that prohibits, restricts, limits the ability of parents to be able to have those conversations with their kids. The bill simply is saying that we should not be requiring teachers and school staff to be basically outing these kids before these kids are comfortable enough to come out to their parents.
Does it not require them, but does it allow them?
Absolutely.
It allows the teachers
There,
to
there,
communicate.
there was no gag order in this bill. If a teacher wanted to voluntarily raise the issues, you know, I'm observing, you know, this A, B, and C with your child. There's nothing.
Will punish them or it's
But
an allowed thing.
there's no
I'm a
guarantee for that.
teacher And I'm seeing a child, I can go to that child's parents, I can't if I want to.
Yeah.
If you're a parent,
No, a teacher.
if you're a teacher, you can tell, and I'm the parent, you can tell me, you know, I'm observing these
Then
things.
what's the
The point of the bill.
Why pass the bill?
The point of the bill is not to require teachers to basically out kids.
This is a bill targeting a handful of school
Parker,
districts.
you're not a, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what this is about.
I'm just wondering, you know, sometimes the opposite of what the thing says occurs, and it sounded to me like this
They'll
bill
go after the teachers.
prohibits teachers from communicating with parents.
That's right.
It doesn't prohibit teachers from communicating with parents. That is what you said is not accurate. What it prohibits is school districts establishing policies like Temecula and Chino Valley.
See?
To
This is about targeting a couple of districts.
to
It's disgusting.
require kids or require teachers and staff to basically out kids. Yes, sir. I imagine we want to.
Does it allow teachers to take children for services that help them change their identity without permission?
It's already happening.
There is nothing in this bill that either encourages or discourages any gender therapy.
Don't you think it would be important that an adult who is not the parent of a child to be allowed to take that child for services, medical services? I mean, when we were kids, we couldn't even take an aspirin in high school.
There is
Yeah.
nothing in this bill that encourages or discourages any kind of medical treatment.
But don't you think it would be smart to prohibit it?
Yes.
That the issue of gender identity is a personal matter.
And if teachers aren't allowed to talk about
And
it,
it is not a medical problem.
excuse me? What?
Because it's a medical problem when you start allowing non-parental adults to help the child go in that direction without parental knowledge. I mean, that becomes an issue.
But you're off topic.
You're assuming.
This is completely on
You're
topic.
assuming that you're assuming. Excuse
How
me.
do you address that? By ignoring it, I think, huh?
Any
Great question.
help, as you refer to it, any help that would be coming to the child is between the parent and the child.
But
That's
how
what
can the
this-
parent have the conversation with the
It's
child
not up to-
if they don't
it's
even
not-
know
it's not up to
because the child is having these changes?
This is
good. I want to
you
hear
know,
what you have to
no.
say.
Yeah, because you've ignored,
I'm talking
because
to-
you're stressing this. I'm sorry, say,
Arthur.
what is it?
I want to hear what
If
you
you
have
want to continue, you're going to have to leave.
Okay, wait a minute. This is a dialogue, is it not?
I'm attempting
Okay.
to answer her question. If you're going to interrupt me, I'm going to
No,
have
this is
to ask
good.
you
I
to
want to hear it
leave.
all.
And I'm
Okay.
going to have to ask you to
I
leave
want to hear
too.
it all. Go ahead.
Okay,
You can film.
Okay.
Just gonna ask you to just
It just
quiet
seems
down.
like you're
Okay.
saying.
okay.
You can film. Just relax.
The parent and the child, the parent and the child, but when the administrators or the teachers are the ones who are doing it, that's an option between the parent and the child.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly, which is why this bill, it's just a prohibition on school districts from requiring teachers and staff to somehow intervene or get involved.
It's
That-
allowing them to,
It's allowing them to.
but they
They're-
shouldn't be allowed to.
They should.
Why should a teacher be allowed to take my child out of school without my permission?
But a teacher is not allowed to take
But
a
I
child.
think that's one thing. They can, yeah.
Gotta go now.
Okay.
It's not 11:30 yet.
And it's not gonna change you, so
Okay.
that's why I'm voting for your car.
I want to, yeah. Yeah, okay. We are, I'm willing to go beyond our 11:30 time, if it's okay with the city. Okay, all right.
Jonathan Sessler here. You and I spoke before on the cannabis regulation. You've been vocal in saying you support medical cannabis.